I'm curious to ask you about your hiring advice here because you hired more than 1,000 plus people in your career, like probably just at Demandbase, right? Would love to ask you, like, don't have to name names, of course, here, but like, what are some of the most memorable mistakes that you've made when you were hiring, and maybe some of the best decisions that you've made? And what were some of the commonalities between the mistakes and the successes?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mistakes, probably doing insufficient kind of back channel references
Mm,
on somebody. Um, I had some challenges hiring like great VP of engineering. Like, while I'm a chemical engineer, I don't have tons of software technology depth. And,
mhm,
doing it all over, I would always, now I'll pull in like outside advisors that do have that depth to assist there, because having an engineering leader with great technology depth attracts talent and retains talent. And so that was certainly a mistake. And I think successes, it's, meeting people in person and making sure they're a good culture fit, and, them personally, I think makes a big difference. And it takes a little bit more work if you have to, you want to meet everybody in person. It's a difference. And, in this kind of remote world, we went at Demandbase where you might hire one person with 5 candidates for a particular job. And during the pandemic, we were hiring, 1 out of 2. And so, like, what happened? Like,
mm,
the quality of people just go up 2x? I don't think so. So, like, what is that candidate quality, jeopardized when people aren't having those in-person interviews? So I think that's
mhm.
still a key factor, and people should really, put some importance around that. And that's, of course, there's so much good, referenceability on certain people, or there's, strong referrals.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite ways to back channel those referrals? Is it just looking to see if you have a first degree connection who's connected to a previous manager or like a previous coworker that would have worked with that person, and you just like ask them like, "Hey, is this person legit? Like, how was your experience working alongside them or something like that?"
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I guess when you're as old as me, you know a lot of people, but just coming up through all these venture firms, I
Mm,
typically, when I see where a person worked, I can get to that person, somebody that worked with that person, up through the VCs and across the portfolios and then down into the company. Or I might know somebody direct. But I think those are really, really important to do. And, you know, it's a huge red flag when you can, find something that, where somebody's willing to share something that, might not make sense for your company. And a lot of times, it goes both ways. Is the job the right job for the person?
mm.
Yeah, they still might be great at a particular function. It's just not a good fit.